Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning back into my channel where I love to talk about wealth, knowledge, love, and laughter. All right, so let's get into it. Listen, of course you guys know we're talking about the power of consistency. And one of the reasons why I want to continue to drill that topic into our brains is because I believe that consistency has the ability to rid us of depression, doubt, fear. As long as we remain consistent, that is what's going to catapult us into our goals and into our dreams, into the destiny that we want to see for our lives, okay? So around the topic of the power of consistency, the subtopic that I want to tackle today is no FOMO. I'm gonna say that again, no FOMO. For those of you that are not familiar with that, what that means is no fear of missing out. Yes, no fear of missing out. Now, from experience, I know a lot of times when we're going after a goal or a dream, or we're doing we're trying to do this over here, and we're doing that over, we have a lot of things going on, right? Every one of us, I'm sure, we're all striving for a goal, for a dream, and that's great, right? But I do notice sometimes in my own life, if I get the sense of FOMO, sometimes that will take me off of my consistency journey, because I am fearing missing out on something, and so I will stop being consistent in one area to go jump over here to do something else because of fear of missing out. So I want to encourage you today to not allow the fear of missing out to get you off track of your goals, okay? So, we may know, people, we may have family, friends in our lives that are doing great things, and that's awesome. And I would say that you're also striving to do great things as well and may already be doing that, right? However, we have to understand that everybody's journey is not the same. And so, your cousin or your sister or your brother or whomever may be taking upon an opportunity that sounds like a great opportunity, right? And I know a lot of times we get excited because we don't want to miss out on anything. But I want you to remember that God has no respecter of persons. He has no respecter of persons. And so even if it is something that you want to do, just kind of take a step back and assess your situation in this moment in time to see if it's best or if it's wise for you to take that opportunity. Like I said, for myself, I know a lot of times I may jump on an opportunity because of fear of missing out, and then I stop being consistent, or I'm not as consistent in an area that God has told me to be consistent in. So, for example, running businesses, right? Working from home as a mother, a wife, and also a businesswoman. I'm a part of a lot of amazing organizations. I'm a part of a lot of amazing groups, right? I get so much valuable information that I'm so very grateful for. But it's so important for me as a woman of God, as a mother, as a wife, and as an individual to be true to myself and to know exactly what it is that I need to do in that season of doing them, right? And one amazing thing that I love about my community, my friends, my family, really, I call them my family. One thing that I love about my community of family is that we don't pressure each other to do what we're doing. We allow others to have their own individuality. We allow others to have their own journey. And one reason why I can appreciate that so much is because I've been a part of other communities that didn't really allow that individuality. It was kind of looked down upon when you went to go and pursue something else that you felt like you needed to do. But I've learned within, my family now that, hey, it's okay if our journey doesn't look the same. It's okay if you're not doing exactly what I'm doing and exactly how I'm doing that. right? And so the fear of missing out became very present and known to me as being a part of this family, honestly. And we encourage each other not to have FOMO, even in investing and being a trader, right? I have to learn how to not have fear of missing out on maybe, good trades or good investments. Whenever I get an unction to do something, that's purposeful for me to do it. I should not feel as if, or you should not feel as if you have to do something just because someone else is doing it. If you feel that way, more than likely you're operating in FOMO, fear of missing out. And when we do that, it's not wise to do, and it's not really, a lot of times it's not even logical for our situation and what we have going on. And so we definitely don't want to stagnate our consistency on something that we need to be doing, that we desire to be doing, to go and hop over to another opportunity because we fear missing out on something. So remember that God has no respect of persons. Even if you don't get on that opportunity now, it may be something later that you can dive into, and maybe not. Who knows? It just depends on your desire and what God has for you, right? And so another thing that I want to encourage you on this journey is to make sure, as you're being consistent, you're consulting with Holy Spirit. Don't just be out here just doing this, that, and the other, everything, just trying to do everything at once. Consult with Holy Spirit and see if it's something that you need to be doing. Because what I've learned is that one of the main things that's going to catapult us into the next dimension of our goals and actually help us to obtain that goal pretty quickly is to make sure that we do something that we want to do. Like, ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Find out what you really want to do versus taking upon, other ideals from people that may have said, hey, you look like you should be doing this. Hey, you look like you should be this, that, and the other. I know a lot of times I get people will say, you look like a nurse, or, I remember one time I was working at a doctor's office years ago and I had to wear scrubs on occasion, and people really like to see me in scrubs. And I'm like, I never, ever wanted to be a nurse. Never. Now, nothing about, to knock nurses. I commend nurses. I do not think that I have the capability to be a nurse. That's just not me. And so whenever, people would say that, I'm like, oh no, no, that's not me. But my point is, you don't want to take upon other people's ideals of you and then start doing them. And it's not even something that you want to do, right? And so we have to really hone in on our desires, our purpose, right? Consult the Creator, like God. He created us. Who would know what we need to do better than Him? Right? And so we should be consulting Holy Spirit, asking God, what is my purpose? What should I be doing? And I know some of you, may ask, how do I know when God is really talking to me? And that would be a deeper conversation that we can have. I can't really go into full detail in this video, but what I do know is Holy Spirit does speak to us, and He does give us guidance and leads us into our next destination. And so, so super duper excited to share this information with you today. So if you're in an area in your life where you feel like you've taken upon something because you were operating in FOMO, fear of missing out, go back to the drawing board, reevaluate what you're doing, find out what your true desire and your purpose is in life, and go get it and be consistent in that area. And everything else is going to line up for you when you're operating in purpose and in your true divine destiny and authenticity. All right. So thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe to this information so that I can continue to bring this information to you. And thank you once again for tuning back into my channel. Be blessed and have a great week.